Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Globe Ethics Forum 2014 and to the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. I am Vasanthi Srinivasan, the chair of the Center for Corporate Governance at IIMB Bangalore, and Christoph here, who...
My name is Christoph Stückelberger. I'm the executive director and founder of Globe Ethics Net, which is organizing this conference together with IIMB.
We begin the day's proceedings with the traditional lighting of the lamp, and what I am going to do is invite Professor Devanath Tirupati, Mr. Shibulal, Kumud to join Christoph and me in the lamp lighting ceremony. Particularly for the audience who have come from all over the world, the lamp lighting is a symbolic ceremony in India. The light basically symbolizes knowledge, freedom from darkness and ignorance. And it's believed that a single lamp can light several more lamps. And we believe that this Globe Ethics Conference, each of us are like these lamps, such that we impart knowledge and partake the knowledge that exists in our midst over the next 2 days. Could I invite you to light the lamp?
Welcome again, everybody, for this Global Ethics Forum 2014. At the very beginning of this year, 2014, Globe Ethics Net, together with IIMB Bangalore, and also together with the CIBE, Center for International Business Ethics in China, as the co-organizers, and together with the donors of this conference, we welcome all of you very much. We are still expecting some participants coming from the airport, even a speaker of this morning coming from the rush hours in town, so they will join us during this morning. The theme, equal in an unequal world, the value of values in responsible business, is timely. And you have seen in the program that we want to do in a plenary this morning, and then in work groups this afternoon, again in a plenary this evening, late afternoon and evening, again in work groups tomorrow morning, and in closing plenaries tomorrow afternoon. We want to deal with this concern, which is a global concern. We are happy to do this in India, not finger-pointing to one single country, but learning from each other in India, in China, in Russia, in Europe, in Africa, in Latin America, in North America, how we deal with inequalities, how we can deal with equalities, what are the challenges, what are the solutions from an ethical, political, economic perspective. And I'm very glad to welcome now the host of this institution and conference. He's the chair director in charge of the Indian Institute of Management.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Institute, I have great pleasure in welcoming to this inaugural session of the Global Ethics Forum our distinguished members on the dais, Ms. Srinivasan, who is President of Intel India, Professor Stückelberger, who is the director and founder of Global Ethics.net, and Mr. Shibulal, who is co-chair of the Global Ethics Forum and also a board member of Global Ethics.net, and of course my colleague Professor Vasanthi Srinivasan, who has been intimately associated in with this conference and making it happen, what you see today. I understand that this Global Ethics Forum, this is maybe first or fourth meeting. For the first time it is happening outside of Europe. And it gives me great pleasure that it is happening on our campus. And we are proud to be associated with the Global Ethics Forum in hosting this event and also being partner in many of their initiatives. Just to kind of reiterate, I think what Professor Stückelberger said just now in terms of the theme of this conference, equal in unequal world, I think it resonates very well with our own priorities and many of the initiatives we have been setting up in the past decade or so. As some of you or many of you may be aware, IIM Bangalore, to my mind, recognized fairly early this emerging area of ethics and governance as an important subject of study at management schools, and we are perhaps the first management school in India to set up an interdisciplinary center of corporate governance and ethics to promote and encourage research, teaching programs in this subject. In fact, today's conference or the forum is part of our 10th anniversary celebrations of the establishment of this Center for Corporate Governance at the Institute. So I congratulate Professor Vasanthi Srinivasan and her team in making this happen. It again reflects to my mind our own priorities in this area. Looking at the conference theme, I think in hindsight, the choice of India and of course IIMB as the venue for this year's meeting is, I think, particularly apt. Inequality in wealth distribution has been a much discussed subject, at least in this part of the world, for the last 20 years or so. And certainly I think it has commanded the attention of both academics and others outside academia as well. Furthermore, when I look at the focus areas of this conference today, at least 4 of the 5 areas, economy, environment, politics and leadership, these have become very important in our own context in India. It's particularly in the last year, if in case you have been following the media, I think all these have become hot topics for discussion in various fora, including the public media, the television and the press. And we see the impact in more ways than one, affecting the common man. So thus I think the theme of this conference is very relevant to our own immediate future. The central questions of the conference relating to sustainable development, improving equality, role of business and corporates, I think that are also assumed very important dimensions in our discussions today. So the one danger with all this attention is people get carried away and you have knee-jerk reactions to everything, and I'm not sure that's good for the country and good for us as a whole. What really is the need for need of the hour, to my mind, is developing policy and operational prescriptions that are based on data, analysis and sound theory, and that can only come out of a forum of this kind with participation from academia and industry and others. I think we are also fortunate that the Global Ethics Forum has access to the top policy-making bodies in the world, and so many of the conclusions and the recommendations would be heard and hopefully taken up with serious intent of implementation. So I am very optimistic, and I am looking forward to the deliberations over the next 2 days. The results of those hopefully should take should be implemented soon. So I will take this opportunity to wish the conference all success, and once again welcome you to our campus. And by the way, I should also mention that we do have a very nice campus. Do take some time off and enjoy the ambience while you are here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tirupati, for these opening remarks. And we have a second person, as you see in the program, for opening remarks, Mr. Shibulal. He was already mentioned as CEO and co-founder of Infosys. Infosys is the second largest IT company of India, a worldwide well-known company. And may I add that we know Shibulal as somebody who is seriously interested in ethics since many years. And that's one reason why he's also a member of the Global Ethics Forum board. And he's a co-chair, one of the 3 co-chairs of the Global Ethics Forum. You have the floor, Shibulal.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, let me welcome each and every one of you to Bangalore and to this conference. In fact, this is the 4th Global Ethics Net conference which is happening, and the first one outside Geneva. So in that sense, it's indeed a privilege to have this conference in Bangalore. And I think I should thank Vasanthi and Christoph for doing this in Bangalore. And one conference we had before, about I think a few years back, was in Mysore. It was a national conference, but this is an international conference. So congratulations to everyone in Global Ethics for making this happen. As Christoph said, my involvement with Global Ethics started a few years back when I joined the board. It was indeed a very interesting experience because I come from the corporate world, and being part of an organization like Global Ethics allowed me to spend some time understanding some of the issues in ethics as well as social issues which the world is faced with. You know, I always say this, I think we live in a world of contradictions. We live in especially a country like India is really a world of contradictions. The inequality in India is almost mind-boggling. For example, we produce about 1 million engineers every year, but we have 16 million children who are not in school. We have 70% of our healthcare in urban areas, whereas 70% of the people live in rural areas. We can go on, and so we really live in a world of inequalities and contradictions. So in that sense, the theme of the conference and the purpose of Globe Ethics is very, very relevant in today's world. Interestingly enough, I come from an organization which believes that one has to combine profits and progress to create purpose. So Infosys as an organization has always believed that we have to not only create profits, but we have to create progress in the environment in which we operate. We have done many, many things. We have started the Infosys Foundation in 1999, then the Infosys Science Foundation, building 3,000 homes in Karnataka. So I can go on and on. But more importantly, my conversations with our clients, which I do very often, is I'm clearly seeing a sense of urgency in the customers and the clients and the other organizations I interact with to address some of these issues. It's very, very important that corporations today take these issues very seriously. In today's world, the global corporations are the custodians of social wealth. They create wealth, they create employment, they create they create profits. They have to focus, along with profits, on creating progress. And that has to be the purpose. The purpose has to be to combine profits and progress going forward for global corporations. So in that sense, I think I was just talking to Vasanthi, and she told me that today's gathering has people from various segments, 1/3 from corporate world, 1/3 from social sector, 1/3 from academia. That is excellent, because these are all complex issues and which require clearly multi-stakeholder involvement. So these kinds of conferences do provide us with a forum for creating interactions which can definitely lead to insights and finally to impact. So I clearly believe that the conference is very apt at the right time. So with that, let me conclude. Let me once again welcome each and every one of you to Bangalore, and also wish you a wonderful 2014. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shibulal. This kind of interaction between the corporate world and ethics and this multi-stakeholder approach that you supported since the very beginning of Global Ethics Net was visible in what you said. Thank you so much. We have now the honor to hear Srinivasan, the president of Intel India. Another corporate voice, but a voice which is speaking also on behalf of not only the corporate world, but looking at the whole picture of society. And she was also working in, so to say, on the global level of Intel as Vice President and General Manager of IT for Silicon Software and Services. And now you are the boss of Intel India. We are happy to hear you on this occasion. Intel is also, as Infosys, one of the sponsors, but to make sure it's not the reason to ask her to speak. The reason is that you have a voice which is heard in India. Thank you. You have the floor.